Hello students, welcome back to part 2 uh, in DCET tutorial, that is basics of fluid mechanics. So here we are going to discuss about pump, the basics of pump, okay, or fundamentals of pump. Next question, what is the unit of flow rate? kg per kg meter, kg per meter, meter cube per second and second. The correct answer is meter cube per second, because the unit of flow rate in a centrifugal pump is meter cube per second. It is denoted by Q. It is how much kg of fluid. It is defined as what is the amount of fluid fluid flows in particular unit time. Okay, so q it plays very important role to determine the efficiency of the pump. Next question, question number 36. With the increase in flow rate, the efficiency of pump, okay, efficiency of pump decreases. Option number A. B increases. Option number C remains same, or option number D independent. It always increases, because with the increase in flow rate, the efficiency increases. Efficiency eta is equal to rho QGH by P, where P is shaft power or power input. Rho is the density of fluid, and G is the gravitational, and Q is the flow rate. As Q is increases, the efficiency is always going to increase. Next we will see next question. Pump efficiency is defined as the ratio of dash pressure to temperature. Option A. Option B, temperature to pressure. Option C, water horsepower to pump horsepower. Then option D, pump horsepower to water horsepower. But in last slide I explained what is efficiency. It is the ratio of water power to pump shaft power, which is nothing but water horsepower to pump horsepower. So answer is water horsepower to pump horsepower. Okay, because pump efficiency is defined as the ratio of water horsepower to pump horsepower. Next question, centrifugal pump is a turbomachinery, flow regulating device, drafting device, intercooling device. So it is obviously a turbomachinery where energy transfer takes place from one energy transfer takes place between a flowing fluid and uh, rotating element and flowing fluid. So it is converted mechanical energy to water energy. Okay, so centrifugal pump is a turbomachinery. Turbomachines are machines that transfer energy between rotor and fluid, including both turbines and compressors. So it is a mechanical device. Next question, centrifugal pump transfer energy from rotor to fluid, fluid to rotor, draft to rotor, and rotor to draft. So obviously it is rotor to fluid, option A, because it is I explained in last slide. Centrifugal pumps are energy transfer from rotor to fluid. The primary objective of centrifugal pump is to transfer energy, that is to lift the water. So by using mechanical energy we can lift the water. A centrifugal pump is one kind of turbo machinery. Next question, discharge of a centrifugal pump is proportional to impeller diameter d, option B d square, option C d cube, option D 1 by d cube. So it is discharge Q is directly proportional to d square, option B d square answer. Okay, because Q is equal to A into V, area and velocity. So area is equal to 5 by 4 d square, so Q is directly proportional to d square. So answer is d square. Next question, the process of filling the liquid into suction pipe and pump casing up to the level of delivery valve is called as filling, pumping, priming and leveling. Correct answer is priming, because priming of industrial pump is essential to using pump for its intended application and to maintain the equipment. Priming is the process of removing air from the pump and suction line to permit atmospheric pressure and flooding pressure to cause a liquid to flow into the pump. So without priming, pump will cease to function. and to break down. So in order to take minimum starting speed, we have to increase the we have to permit the atmosphere pressure. Okay, so that's why priming is very important. Next question, the fluid coming to the centrifugal pump is accelerated by throttle, impeller, nozzle or governor. Obviously it is, we don't have throttle in pump, nozzle is also not there, impeller is main part. So answer is impeller, because the fluid coming to centrifugal pump is accelerated by an impeller. The fluid enters the pump along a radially outward direction into the diffuser and or a volute chamber. Next we will see question number 43. Centrifugal pump transport fluids by converting option A kinetic energy to hydrodynamic energy, option B hydrodynamic energy to kinetic energy, option C mechanical energy to kinetic energy, and option D mechanical energy to hydrodynamic energy. The answer is A kinetic energy to hydrodynamic energy, because centrifugal pumps are used to transport fluids. They transport fluids by conversion of energies. It converts kinetic energy to hydrodynamic energy. Next question, the difference between total head of the pump is called as manometric head, Euler head or pressure head or shaft head. A manometric, B Euler head, C pressure head and D shaft head. Answer is A manometric head, because the difference in the total head of the pump is called as manometric head. Okay, so this is again a type of turbomachinery where fluid is transferred from one into other end. Okay. Next question, the ratio of manometric head to work head or simple head, HM divided by H is called manometric head, Euler head, pressure head and shaft head. It is option B answer, Euler head, because it is also termed as efficiency. That's why the ratio of manometric head to work head is called as Euler head. It is also called as manometric efficiency. Next question, what is the unit of energy head? Option A meter, option B meter per second, option C meter cube per second, option D is second. The correct answer is meter, because head is nothing but it is the distance between water level from the head race to tail race. The unit of energy head is meter. The energy head is denoted by H. It plays very important role to determine the efficiency of the pump. Next question, for small discharge at high pressure, the following pump is preferred. A centrifugal pump, axial flow pump, mixed flow pump and reciprocating pump. The answer is reciprocating pump, because the reciprocating pump is a positive displacement. It is not turbomachinery where a certain volume of liquid is controlled and in enclosed volume and is discharged using pressure to the required application. So reciprocating pumps are more suitable for low volumes of flow at a high pressure. Okay, so small discharge and at high pressure we can go for reciprocating pump. Next question, power is most commonly expressed as meter. Option A, B kilowatt, option C meter cube per second, option D per second. The correct answer is, the unit of power is kilowatt. So the correct answer is kilowatt, because power is the rate of doing work. It is only important to know how much work a body has done, but also the rate at which the work is done by the body. Okay, the power measures the amount of work done by the body per unit time, and it is numerically equal to the work done by the body in 1 second. If your body does your work W in time t, then power is equal to work by time. Okay, it is joule per second. So joule per second is nothing but kilowatt. Kilojoule per second, which is nothing but kilowatt, or joule per second is watt. Next question, the formation of vapor cavity is called as static pressure drop. Option B cavitation, option C isentropic expansion, option D emulsion. The correct answer is cavitation, because the formation of vapor cavity is this is due to the presence of small free liquids with different zones. These zones consist of different layers of forces acting on them, so it will cause some cavities, so it is called as cavity. Next question, the characteristic curves of a centrifugal pump plots dash required by the pump. Velocity, option B pressure, option C NPSH, option D velocity and pressure. NPSH is nothing but net positive suction head. The correct answer is net positive suction head. The characteristic curve of a centrifugal pump plots net positive suction head required by the pump. These curves play an important role in determining the efficiency of a centrifugal pump. So in order to decide, or in order to know the efficiency, we should know what is net positive suction head. Okay. Next question, how many number of valves are required for the rotary pump? How many number of valves? 0, option B 1, option C 2, option D 3. Answer is 0 because there is no valve, because fluid is continuously flowing. So there are no valves required for rotary pump. The rotary pump is one in which the flow is continuous. Since the flow is continuous, we do not require any valves. Okay, so one number of valves is 0. Next question, reciprocating pump has efficiency compared to centrifugal pumps. Whether it is higher, whether it is lower, whether it is equal, whether it is exponential. They are given in option. So the correct answer is lower efficiency, because reciprocating pump is always having lower efficiency. But we can go for small discharge and high power, high pressure, but efficiency is less compared to centrifugal pump. Because reciprocate pump has lower efficiency compared to centrifugal pump. These are generally just used to discharge at higher heads. Their main purpose is to pump water in hilly areas. Not there we won't bother about efficiency. Okay. Next question, discharge of a pump, centrifugal pump, is directly proportional to n, inversely proportional to n, directly proportional to n square, and inversely proportional to n square. Answer is directly proportional to n square, because we know that discharge of a centrifugal pump is directly proportional to the d square. Head of the centrifugal pump is directly proportional to d square to its impeller. Okay. Power developed by centrifugal is directly proportional to the d to the power 4 of its impeller. Okay, but discharge is directly proportional to d n square d square. Okay. The reciprocating pump is suitable for dash discharge and dash head. This is already discussed. It is for low discharge, lesser and higher, less and less, high and less, and high and high. The answer is less and higher, because centrifugal pump is suitable for large discharge and smaller heads, whereas reciprocating pumps are used for small discharge and large heads. It is true that centrifugal pump requires less floor area and simple foundation as compared to reciprocating pump. So with this, I will conclude here. This is the we discussed here about properties of fluids as well as pumps. Okay, and we try to study about properties of fluids and pumps with 54 questions. So